It's been a while since I've been able to check in with y'all. I haven't really had a voice for a minute. Um, and since Austin has been on a tear, and there's a few other things that I think are significant going on with the Lakers with these last 5 games. The Warriors are surging. The sky was falling the other night. You look up, the Lakers are still the 3 seed. Um, I mean, we could easily be fifth, but the Lakers kind of have a leg up on that 3 seed, having tiebreakers against everybody that there's needed a tiebreaker for. Um, who the hell is Austin Reeves? Actually, who is he? Because I mean, consistency has been his. I mean, he's giving you 30 every game. I mean, every game you need 30, he's giving you 30. And I think Sunday is a great test. Um, Austin, there's one team in the league that, by the time you get to the third best, by the time you get past the two best perimeter defenders, there's no one left to deal with Austin, except one team, except one team, and that's the Oklahoma City Thunder. The Oklahoma City Thunder not only boasts Lou Dort and Jalen Williams on the wing, who will deal with Bron and Luca most of the game. Austin's going to get a good dose of Alex Caruso, Cason Wallace, maybe even some Aaron Wiggins. Great test for Austin. Great test for Austin coming up in these next 2 games. Um, these guys combined for 100 points tonight. And again, it's against the lowly Pelicans. I wouldn't normally talk about that, but um, it's it's a thing where this guy alone, no matter who we've been playing, this has been him. This is who he is. And let's not talk about how he ends games. Granted, last game was a little too late, but that's Austin Reeves in the fourth quarter for you. That's who he is. And I think with LeBron's jumper kind of slowly creeping back in, if LeBron turns back up defensively like he was during that cold stretch the Lakers were on, the Lakers are going to be a problem. Um, Austin Reeves' confidence is sky high right now, and I just don't see. Look, I'm so looking forward to this game on Sunday to see what he does with a crazy defensive perimeter guard in his face. Um, I'm still gonna tell y'all that the Warriors chain fake. They chain is fake, y'all. I see a whole lot of praise on my timeline and a whole lot of fear more than anything. That chain fake. I'm just gonna say it. I'm just gonna say it. Don't 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 hold me. Don't hold me when you see how fake that chain is. What's up, EP man? How you
Yeah,
feeling?
hey, yo, man. I don't care if the 100 points they scored tonight was against the Washington Generals. 100 points for three dudes is that's wild in the NBA. Like that's wild. Um, and mind you, Luca probably played the worst quarter of basketball he's played. On top of that, so look, man. The defense. So I against Houston, I saw that when the Lakers want to turn it up defensively, they can. They couldn't hit shit that night, but they did turn it up defensively. So I know it's there. Um, a lot of it is effort, and I think I'm gonna be honest with you. And this is kind of par for the course for Bron the last however many years. This is the end of the season. The Lakers kind of know they're not going to be in the play-in. I just don't know that they're playing as hard defensively as they were during that stretch, right? Like everybody was covering for everybody. And look, part of that could be, Rui's working himself back into shape. Brown is working himself back in the groove. Like shit like that matters. But I also think they're like, hey man, can we just get to the playoffs? I think that a little bit of that is creeping in.
Hmm.
And so, because like against Houston, for example, that was a game where, you know, it mattered and everybody was like, oh, can the Lakers win? And they locked Houston up. So it's there. I just don't think they feel like doing this shit every night now that it's kind of late in the season. That's my opinion. And also, like I said, I also think they're working themselves back into shape. So I'm not too concerned. The only thing I am concerned about is Dorian Finney-Smith is really struggling right now, and that appears to be kind of leaking into the defensive end a little bit for him. Like his shot is not falling, and it appears to be affecting his defense a little bit. That's a little bit of a concern for mine. I would like to see JJ sprinkle in some more Vando minutes if that's going to be the case. But other than that, I think the defense will be. I think like Sunday, for example, I think you'll see a concerted defensive effort by the Lakers because it's a game that matters. Now they'll probably get their ass busted in the second OKC game, but I think Sunday you'll see
Yes.
a concerted defensive effort just to kind of let you know, yeah, this is the playoffs ain't sweet. This is what it is.
I definitely think the Lakers are going to come out and give us the effort that we've seen. And I
Yeah,
know there was a lot of anticipation for the Warriors game, and so we were disappointed. But that's an anomaly. That game
yeah,
the other day was
but
an anomaly.
also too,
If you look
you
at
know,
every other contest where it was like a statement game, we have come out and shown up. We've shown up.
but also too, I'm gonna be honest with you, and we haven't said this a lot this year, but like that was one of the few games this year where JJ looked like a rookie coach. Like Kerr ran laps around him that night. And I think that we can't go without acknowledging that, right? Like he had an answer for everything JJ had, and JJ just kind of looked like, well, shit, I don't know what to do, or I don't know who to play, or like Dalton should have got some minutes that game. Vandal definitely should have played more minutes that game. Like it was like that shit mattered to me more that game than anything else. Um, so JJ is a perfectionist. I think he's gonna watch that game forever and be like, "Fuck this! This will never happen again." So I'm not really too worried about that game because I saw what he probably should have done to combat that, and I'm sure he'll make the adjustments. So I'm not really too concerned about that because the reality is for as much better as the Warriors were playing that night, that game was close late, and it shouldn't have been. They should have been beating the shit out of the Lakers, and they weren't.
Right, right. We had nothing going for most of the night.
Nothing.
Most of the night we had nothing going,
Yeah.
and then late flurries by LeBron and Austin kind of made it respectable. But
It
I
was
mean,
never out of
it
reach.
was respectable the entire time.
I
I
was gonna
just
say it was never out of
it
reach, and it should have been.
it
Like
made
they
it,
should have been
yeah, it
up
made it
30.
seem like it was a threat for
Yeah.
sure. Um, I'm I'm looking at like just the matchups up and down, and ultimately that matchup doesn't really concern me
They're too
with
small.
how poorly we played. When it comes to though, like Houston hanging on to the second seed is surprising to me. I still think when it gets to the playoffs, they're going to be doing like they were in the game against the Lakers, looking around to see, okay, who's going to close for us. Dylan Brooks take a fadeaway jumper, with 2 minutes
Dylan
left.
Brooks is the reason I don't believe in Houston. He's the soul. Like Dylan Brooks thinking he's nice is the reason Houston's not gonna go anywhere. True story. Like Dylan Brooks shoots them out of so many important games. It's crazy. Like they'll be like it'll be a 3 point game late, and Dylan Brooks just has to take the three, and it hits the side of the backboard, and then it's a fast break the other way, and like he's gonna be the reason because Houston's really fucking good, yo. Like they got a bunch of athletes. They got lockdown defenders. Like Houston got everything you need in the modern NBA to chip. but they got Dylan Brooks, and I just feel like he's gonna fuck it up. I feel that way about Denver too. I feel like Russ is gonna fuck it. Like I just feel like certain teams have guys that are just gonna fuck it up when it matters.
The Austin Reeves is given 20 points a night for the third seed in the Western Conference. All right. The third seed in the East is New York, and their third leading scorers are OG and Bridges that are both giving you 18 a game apiece. Right? They got four guys averaging 18 plus a game. And I think Bridges and OG Ananobi are paid north of $35 million a year.
Right, right.
Right? Right? Austin Reeves is averaging 20 points a game for the third seed in the capital, all caps, Western Conference, while taking home 12, $13 million this season
Like you've been saying, he's the best contract in basketball by a
by
wide
far.
margin.
How
By,
many more
Like
seasons he got on that contract?
there
two,
is
right?
one more year after next season. He can opt out. He's
So he's got two, basically two.
basically two. However, so this season, this summer, we're fine. He's going to play all of next season under that same contract dollar amount. And then the summer of 2026,
He can opt
he
out,
can opt out.
and
At,
he
and
will
he will.
surely opt out. He will surely opt out.
He will. And at
Yeah.
that point, I don't want to get too deep into contracts, but there's going to be a lot of money to go around at that summer.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I mean,
And the whole league will be chasing him.
you would think Brian will have retired by then, but shit, man, who knows?
There's going to be a lot
I
of
mean,
money to
he's
go
definitely
around
going to
that
be
summer.
taking a pay cut if he's still playing.
I mean, if he's playing like this, is he?
He might have to, or we'll have to ship Reeves off.
I mean,
Bron got 5 more years, so
you're not wrong. I'm just making a point. Like, listen, like a guy like Luca extends Bron's career because he doesn't have to pound the ball.
Bron got 5 more years, and
And playing with a ball dominant guard like Luca, he might
We-
because he doesn't have to
at the
dribble.
power
I'm watching
forward,
these highlights and I'm like, Dalton Connect really needs to get more minutes.
it's a crazy weapon to not be able to fit in the rotation. I get it. But to me, I think the thing with JJ and our three and quote unquote 3 and D vets is that none of them play D as good as Vando, and we all get on Vando's head for his offensive struggles. So when they're also doing the same struggles and they're not better offensively than Dalton, they're kind of mid tier. They're not as good defensively as Vando. They're not as good offensively as Dalton. So then if they're off, I think you got to have a quick leash. You
That's
got to have a
right.
short leash on
Right.
Gabe, Dodo, Goodwin. Like you got to have a
Correct.
short leash on them cuz none of them are as consistent offensively as Dalton and none of them are
Right.
better defensively than
I actually
Vando.
think
Right.
he's going to
When
have a
when
big
when
role in the playoffs.
Yeah, when Dorian Finney-Smith is shooting brick after brick after brick, hey, get Dalton in the game a little bit and make the defense make them defend.
Now you lose a little bit because like Dalton can't defend the center like Dodo can, right? I get what JJ's going for, but I just think the leash has been too long in certain, at moments for
I
Gabe and
also
Gabe and
think we're a
Dodo.
little too worried about Dodo because Rui's coming
I was
back.
about to say,
Dodo's
would
not
you
going to be
guys
playing
put
all these
Rui back in the
minutes.
starting lineup? Because it's
Yes,
feeling like it's
I
about to come
would.
back
I
to that.
would.
He,
I
I don't.
would.
Dodo
It
not
just
going to get all those minutes when Rui
Yeah,
gets back in.
we're not changing this. That's the
I
unfortunate
would.
part. Rui
I
is the
would.
starter over Dodo. We've seen that.
Yeah.
I think that's a closed chapter in JJ's mind. I think the issue is that when the playoffs start, you're going to see this Sunday. You're going to see the whole what I've been concerned about, not having a point of attack guy in the starting lineup. It doesn't work because Jackson Hayes has to start now, right? So I get why you don't want to start Jackson and Vando, but you're going to see Shea get going pretty early, and there's nothing the Lakers have for him to start the game off. Absolutely nothing. So it's gonna have to be team defense. He's gonna get in the rhythm. He's
But
gonna get
that's
better,
what but Guru, that's
and
what
we
the
can't
Lakers have.
use Vando as a primary defender on him.
But that's what the Lakers have excelled at though is team defense. When the Lakers were healthy and everybody was on the run, like that's what they excel. Because here's the thing, right? Like we get on Luca, but like Luca's a really good team defender. Like he understands
Luca's a
passing
great
lanes, the
defender.
scheme. He's just not a dude you want at the point of attack. But in a scheme where he can read the defense and jump passing lanes, he's actually really
Y'all,
fucking
No,
good
that's
at
a
that.
fact.
y'all see how many
That's a fact.
steals Luca
That's a
gets?
fact.
Like he's really fucking good at that. He's not the defensive liability people think. On the ball in space, yes, but as part of a team scheme, no. He's actually really good. Like you gotta really watch him. Like you can't back him down because he's stronger than you. That's one. And
And when
he's
he's got
gonna
his
and he
legs
cle-
under him, he can stay in
he's
front
a
of a
he's a
All
defender.
he does is give up blow bys, honestly, and he can't close out on threes. Like he can't close out on the
He's
corners.
not. Yeah, he's not a super athlete. So, but a lot of times, and if you pay attention to the closeout part, like he's not really in position where he has to come from far to close out because he understands what they're running. So he's usually not too far
Yeah, that's a
away.
fact. JJ
Like he's
JJ hides him in the
That's why
scheme.
he gets
He
all
gets
them
hidden.
steals.
right. He's usually a tick away from the steal, so he's usually in closeout range. Like the times that he's not is he's kind of being lazy, but more often than not, he understands what they're running, so he's already heading over to the open shooter when he gets it. So he's kind of in contest range. He's for the fact that he's not a great athlete, he really is not a terrible defender. He's just
He
not.
makes up for not being a great athlete by stunting a lot on defense.
Yeah, he's just not the dude you want on the ball in space. Like that's we got it. But everything else he does at a pretty high level to me.
I'm gonna
He's a smart defender. He's a very smart defender.
Very smart
I'll
defender.
say that.
I'm gonna shout out some names that Austin Reeves is averaging more points than, and keep in mind some of these guys are second or first options on their teams. Um, Bam Adebayo, uh,
Trash.
my well,
Bam is not
Tyrese
trash.
He's
Tyrese
played trash this
Halliburton,
season.
Julius Randle, Scotty Barnes, Sengun,
Scotty Barnes is trash.
right?
Facts.
um,
Facts.
um, Desmond Bain,
Y'all see what Sengun did to Chit?
Evan Mobley, Michael Porter Jr. Austin Reeves averages more points as the third option than all these names I'm naming.
That's listen,
I
man.
be saying Austin is our second scorer.
Bro,
Listen,
he's
man.
basically our
Legitimate.
Manu Ginobili.
But you know what's interesting? When you have three guys like Bron, Luca, and Austin, right? Like it really is impossible to guard those three because they're all exceptional passers and understand, spacing and motion and so like it really is impossible to guard those three. So y-
Unless
somebody's in alerts
unless you're
defensively.
the Celtics or OKC, no one has a third defender decent enough to stay with him. If we're being honest,
And I'm gonna be on. I'm gonna be. We'll find out Sunday. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know that OKC or the Celtics do either. We'll
Uh,
we'll
I
find
think the
out.
Celtics
hey,
do for sure, but
don't
I don't know
Listen, they
OKC.
Celtics are nice.
That's debatable.
listen.
Who's the third defender that's guarding him for the Celtics?
You
For
could
the
you
Celtics, I think they're saying
you got
Derek White
White.
You could go
possibly.
White. You could go Holiday. You could
Um,
Hey,
I,
go.
I
I've seen Reeves put
Wait,
down
wait,
the
I
wait,
no
wait,
Celtics
wait,
by
wait,
longer
wait.
think
himself.
If
Holiday
if
can
Hol- if
guard
Holiday
Austin.
if Holiday is guarding what you call
Luca
it, then who the fuck
probably,
is guarding Luca?
but
Who's White
I'm
I
guarding?
thinking
no
Jalen
longer
Brown's
think
on
that.
Luca or Jason Tatum.
Who's White guarding?
Probably Broad or Austin Reeves. Probably more
And
likely
White
Austin
is on
Reeves.
Austin.
Look, they like the Jalen Brown on Luca matchup,
Right.
which leaves some switching with Bron,
Tatum gonna be on Braun.
and I would right, and I would
Man, Brown will bust Tatum ass.
yeah, nah,
Or then they'll put Horford
they'll
on him.
do they'll mix it
They
up
got
a
Butler.
lot
Tatum's
of
not
Drew.
a bad defender, bro. I'm gonna be honest.
Tatum is a solid defender. You know what the problem is? Tatum is 215 and Brown's 260.
Yeah,
I
I,
hear you,
Yeah,
but
but they got
Tatum's
bodies to keep
athletic,
throwing at
and,
him.
he can keep up.
Tatum is a good defender. I'm not knocking Tatum's defense. I'm knocking the 35 pounds he's giving up.
listen. I'm gonna say something toxic. Um, look out for it. If they match up, Caruso's not gonna be one that I'm worried about with Austin. I think Austin fries Caruso.
I do too.
Austin will
I do too.
cook Caruso.
I do too.
So let's move on to Casey Wallace.
Dort is who concerns me for Austin.
I don't.
Um,
I don't see
He's
Dort
not getting
even
any
being
Dort.
on Austin for that many possessions during a
Yeah,
series.
yeah,
Honestly, though, like,
I don't think
I think they'll
Dort
put
has his
Dort
hands
on Luca.
full. He has his hands
because
full
I was
on the
gonna say
wings.
because Dort's the only guy that they can put on Luca because he's the only guy strong enough.
Right.
Exactly.
So he has his hands full. Austin won't see Dort.
And
He'll see
Luca
Casey Wallace.
obliterated Dort last year. Let me remind you, in case you want to see what the Luca and Dort matchup looks like, go back to the playoff series last year when Luca gave him like 35, 10 and
yeah,
10 a
I
game.
don't know
Like
where Dort's getting this.
Dort can't
Yeah,
guard him
he's got this
to save his
reputation for
life.
some reason of being a
I want
Luca
to see
stopper.
what Williams and Wallace look like
Jalen
sitting down
Brown
in
is the
front of
only
Austin.
guy I've seen give Luca real trouble. Like
And
like
and
seriously,
on and
Luca.
on and I'm gonna be honest with you. Like Luca, it wasn't that Brown gave him trouble as much as Dallas didn't have anybody doing
They
anything
want
else,
nobody
so Luca
else.
had to do everything that
That's a fact.
series, and it was
I
just
mean, how many did Luca average? Like
He still averaged
in
damn
the
near
finals.
30.
In the finals, he
exactly.
averaged like
Yeah.
30. Yeah, he like
He just
Brown
didn't have
did.
anyone else to go
He
with him,
right. No, he had no help. Like literally no help in the like in the finals. He was literally by himself out there.
and that's damn near like OKC.
Listen, like I said, Dort is gonna get murdered. Like, he can't guard Luca. He's too he's their strongest defender, and he's too small.
But
Um,
yes, okay. So I think Austin will fry Caruso if he gets on him.
he will definitely fry
But
Caruso.
if Austin cooks
But
Casey
Caruso's not
Wallace,
starting on Austin
Caruso's
though.
not even starting.
Wallace is a good
if
defender,
if
but
Caruso's
Austin
not starting on
cooks,
Austin though.
if Casey Wallace can't do anything with Austin, I'm going to talk a crazy amount.
so here's the thing, Guru. Kason Wallace is probably their best option for him. He's long paws, athletic, all that good stuff. But do you really want Kason Wallace playing heavy minutes to match up Austin Reeves because he's limited offensively? So now you're
Well,
hurting your
that'll match up with Vando.
you're hurt yeah, but you're hurting
That's when you put Vando in the
Van
starting
only
lineup.
plays
We're
13
not going to
minutes
use
though.
Vandal, sadly.
Van
On
only
Shea, you
plays
better.
13. No, listen, whether we agree with it or not, Vando plays 13 to 16 minutes a game. Like
Yeah,
JJ
I
does
agree
not,
with that.
he does not play. So what I'm saying is Austin is playing 30 something minutes a game. If you're telling me that Kason Wallace has to be the Austin Reeves stopper, that means Kason Wallace got to play 25 minutes. Well, I'm good with that because